Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, wrestling fans worldwide, we are here with Marcus Marquee of Warriors of Wrestling, one half of the tag team Perfect Strangers. And I'm not talking about Balky and Larry from the hit show Perfect Strangers. My name is Kervin. You can call me KD, or you can call me what Sonny Sofrito usually calls me, pain in the ass. But that's another story for another day, folks. Marcus Marquee.
Yes, sir.
How's it going, man? How you been, man?
Good. Man, doing all right.
Doing good?
Doing pretty good.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Also tell us how you got started with Warriors of Wrestling.
Okay, I'm an African-American male. About 5'8", sometime 5'9"-ish, depending on the sneakers I wear. No, but I got started with Warriors of Wrestling. Kind of a long story. I found out about wrestling at a young age. 16 actually, coming out of high school. Found out about Gleason's gym. I was supposed to go there. Okay. Never got a chance to go there. And then fast forward to about 3 years ago, a good friend of mine was covering the show, Warriors Wrestling. And I was like, oh man, you know, I want to get in the ring and everything like that. I always want to get in the ring, want to go get in the ring. And he was like, oh, all right, you know, come to the show and talk to the owner and everything like that. So that's what I did, spoke to him. He's like, yeah, come on down to the school and we'll see what goes on. Asked me if I work out. I was like, yeah, I work out, you look good, it helps. And then I seen why, I'm not gonna say why, but I seen why. Then when I was supposed to join, they actually got in a car accident. So it like prolonged.
Oh, so you got into a car accident.
Right, I got in a car accident. It prolonged me actually getting into the ring. Found out I had like a partial separated disc in my lower back. Wow. Yeah, so I do a lot of side bumps like Ric Flair. Just saying.
Wrestling bumps, that is.
Yeah, a lot of side bumps. So then, come to find out, went to a show. I seen Jason Cross there, which is small world. He's good friends with my brother's neighbor. Wow. And then we was hanging out all summer.
6 degrees of separation. It's a small world out there.
Crazy, right? That is a weird movie. I don't know why you did that. Anyway, so crazy thing, Jason Cross trained at Gleason's gym, kind of like full circle. Joined Warriors of Wrestling. Gleason's gym, kind of full circle. My friend told me about it, so that's how I got started in Warriors, actually training in the Warriors. So it was like
now,
small world.
Who exactly trained you?
Jake Gomez and Joey B. Joey B used to be trained by Johnny Rods.
Okay.
Right.
Johnny Rods is a WWE Hall of Famer.
Hall of Famer, class 95. I mean 93. Whatever. Not a big deal, but it is a big deal.
No, it definitely is a big deal. I was actually shocked you got one of those two. You know, one of those 2 years. I'm sure is right.
Yeah, I think it's 93. 93. Yeah.
Now, who else did they train? Any notable names?
A name that shall not be named. A name. Yeah, Vinny Pacifico trained there. Who else? Notable names. Who might you guys know? Isaiah Wolf.
Okay.
Isaiah Wolf. Yeah. Isaiah Wolf was trained there. His tag partner, TK Luther, the 5th. My tag partner, Andros the Greek. Okay. Right, and couple of few people who aren't as broad yet, but they're coming through.
Oh, you never know. A couple of years from now.
Never know.
Because right now the independent scene is actually growing, and you know companies like Global Force Wrestling, WWE, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, even Ring of Honor. They're all signing guys. Yeah, so this is actually the perfect time to actually be in the indie scene.
It's amazing. It's amazing, actually.
Now, how'd you get the name Marcus Marquee? And what was your logic behind the Marcus Marquee brand?
Marcus Marquee came about, I was throwing off names with my friend and bouncing them off, and I had Marcus Castle. Okay. I had Marcus... what was the other one? Marcus Marquee was actually the last one. I had JB, what was it? JB something, I forgot what it was. BJ Castle. I didn't go with BJ Castle because it's too close to the acronym of BJ. So I didn't go with that way at all. And then we had another one who was like BJ Brave. That was one, BJ Brave. And I was like, I'm not going BJ anything because BJ Brave, too many jokes there. Then Marcus Brave came about, and then Marcus Marquee kind of stuck with me. And then I looked at the meaning of Marquee. It means, you know, show. It means main attraction. So I'm like, you know what? That's the perfect thing. Main attraction, Marcus Marquee. I'm kind of I like to be in the spotlight a lot. So, and I picked Marcus because Marcus, everybody, you know, growing up told me, look like a Marcus or Marquee, or, you know.
Not for nothing, Marcus Marquee. You look like professional wrestler Kenny King.
Funny thing about I met Kenny King. Funny thing about
really?
I met him, yeah.
And how was that like?
It was awkward. It was kind of like looking at your older brother. It was
really?
Weird. It was.
Did you tell him?
I told him, and he looked at me like, I don't see it. But then he was like, nah, let's take a picture.
You never know. I mean, yeah. I'm sure Warriors of Wrestling is watching this interview. There is a storyline between Kurt Angle and Jason Jordan.
That'd be.
You might have a Kenny King and Marcus Marquee storyline, if you know what I mean.
That's pretty cool because now for speaking, the Pope.
Okay.
Elijah Burke, he calls me K2.
Really?
Yeah, like we speak often and everything like that. And he calls me K2, which is pretty crazy.
Now, what other notable names have you come across in the wrestling industry since you became a wrestler?
Paul London, Homicide, EC3, Rockstar Spud, Austin Aries, who just got recently actually released by the WWE. Right? Al Snow, Billy Gunn. Bobby Roode. Let me see who else.
Now these are guys that you've trained with, interacted with, even wrestled with, correct?
Well, yeah, we I don't want to say shoot the shit, but we pick their brains, stuff like that, find out, especially Austin Aries, being that he's a smaller guy.
Okay.
Find out how he deals with, you know, wrestling the bigger guys and trying to find that niche inside the industry, because once upon a time, it's the land of the giants. Now, as you see a lot of, you know, smaller frame guys and shorter, heighter guys to get in their shot. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. I mean, especially now with WWE having the cruiserweight division.
Right, yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It really, at this time, is not the size of the wrestler. Right. It's the size of their heart.
Exactly, yeah. Very much so, yeah.
What advice have they given you that actually you've used in your own career?
You have to stand out. You know what I mean? You have to really stand out. Al Snow uses an acronym. It's like, what's going to make the person stop flipping the channel and watch you? You know what I mean? And then for Austin Aries, he was like, it's all about conditioning. You got to condition yourself. You got to be able to go more than the big guys can go. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to be in great condition, great physical health and everything, and just to really make something yours. Something that's yours as far as
build your own brand. Exactly.
Build your own brand. Anything, you know, signature you do. I do a pretty good inside out, taking a clothesline inside out. So then I like to do that a lot. I like to do that so people know, oh, he does that really well. You know what I mean? That would be like my stitch. And I have a couple other things, another few things I'm gonna bring out, and some old school stuff you don't really get to see like that. I'm gonna start popping out. I watch a lot of old school wrestling, you know?
That's what's up. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Yup, I Like Wrestling YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to our channel, like our videos, share our videos, comment, as well as Marcus Marquee. Make sure you check them out as well. Where can they get your merchandise?
Oh, you can get it on the Perfect Strangers. We have a webpage on Perfect Strangers, Marcus Marquee webpage. I have PayPal. It's actually on there. You can look it up, PayPal there. We have a new shirt coming out. Be on the lookout for that. Really good stuff. You can get our stuff at shows too. Warriors of Wrestling, August 12th. We have a show coming up. That's August 12th, and I'm going to be at Capitol in Hoboken, July 29th, which is this Saturday. And then we have September 9th, King of New York tournament. Should be pretty good. Not in the tournament, because I'm part of a tag team.
Now, we're at Legends Bar for the WWE Battleground viewing party. Marcus, how'd you get started with the whole Perfect Strangers? How did you guys come up with the name, and tell us about your partner?
We got thrown together. I'm gonna be real. We got thrown together. It was literally, we was training, and
some of the best tag teams of all time were thrown together.
Yeah, thrown together, and
actually a name that you mentioned before, Billy Gunn, he was thrown together with Road Dogg.
Right.
Both of them had a singles run, wasn't really working out. WWE decided to put them together, and look what happened. New Age Outlaws were born. Go right ahead.
If one thing, I never had a singles run, so I was strictly in training, and the head owner of the promotion came up to me and he goes like, "Oh, you're going to be in a tag match with Andros for the pre-show." I was like, "Oh, okay." So then they see me a little bit of chemistry. First time together, I had chemistry. and then just took off from there. You know, my partner, he's been training a lot longer than me. He's been training for actually 2 years longer than I have. So collectively, I think we have 7 years of training.
Okay, 7 years. Wow.
7 years. Yeah.
Wow. And what are some of the best matches you guys have had?
Oh wow. We faced Team Valor.
Okay.
From I believe they're from Creator Pro.
Okay. Creator Pro, which is ran by Pat Buck and Kurt Hawkins.
They had we had a good match with them. LW Estate with Isaiah Wolf and TK Luther. We had really good matches with them. Who else? I've had a really good match with Bro Team Pack over in UWA Elite. They're pretty good. Good match with them. Had a good match with BTY Better Than You. That's with Brian and Andrew there and Justin. They're from OTW out in Jersey.
Their gimmick is actually they're like a university,
like a frat, fraternity thing. It was pretty interesting wrestling against them. Pretty interesting.
Now, if you have to pick one of those matches as the best one, which match would it be?
LW State.
Okay.
Facing LW State. It's something about wrestling against somebody you know, and you're close to. You kind of know each other's moves and everything. Try to counter it, trying to be one step ahead. It's something.
It makes the chemistry better. In the ring.
Very much so. Very much so. Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to log on to our website, yelpilw.com, and you can find us on Instagram, Twitter, @yelpilw. Marcus, what other fields have you explored in that has helped you with your wrestling career?
Comedy.
Really?
Stand-up comedy, yeah.
Okay, tell me about it.
Like crowd presence. You know, you have to have a certain presence being in front of a lot of people. Because people get stage fright.
Exactly.
Get stage fright, people can't talk, they can't move, they stutter, the mouth gets dry. It's crazy. It's
happening to us right now.
Not him, not me. I'm good. It's not happening to me at all.
Go right ahead. How long have you been doing comedy for?
I've been doing comedy. Now is not as much as I used to do comedy because wrestling's taking over full circle. I've been doing comedy before that about 3 years. Doing comedy 3 years. And actually, funny story about comedy, I didn't go any comedy school that you're supposed to do and everything like that. Actually, someone I worked with was an actual stand-up comic. And I was intrigued by it and always spoke about it. So I hit him up, asked him, hey, what can I do to get on stage? He's like, oh, I'm not be able to make a set, so you can take it. And I'm like, oh, I can just take it? First time on stage, did a good job. It was at actually Eastville Comedy Club. Okay. It was December 14th, actually. December 14th, 2014. No, I'm lying. 2009 was the first time I hit the stage.
Now, what are some of the differences and similarities in performing in front of a crowd as a comedian as opposed to performing in front of a crowd as a wrestler?
The differences. The differences with comedy, if it's a bad joke, it's a bad joke.
What happens when there's a bad joke?
You either get dead silence or you get booed. And with wrestling, you want any type of reaction. You know what I mean? So it's like comedy, you want them to cheer, not boo. Wrestling, you want them any reaction at all. If it's a boo, good. If it's a cheer, good. Wrestling, you don't want it to be dead silent unless it's like a OMG moment, like, oh wow, I can't believe it just happened. Comedy, you don't want it to be dead silent. You know what I mean? You want, unless it's a joke in that weird, eerie, awkward pause phase, which is not really too good. So that's the difference in similarities, I would say. You know what I mean? Comedy has helped as far as knowing what gets people to tick. Okay. Stuff like that. You could say something, and then you'll see people be like, their facial expressions, and oh, I got you. Then you just keep going on that. Wrestling's the same thing, but it's more your body tells a story, wherein you're telling the story verbally. So you know.
I mean, you could tell a lot about a person from the energy that they bring. And wrestling, in my opinion, is similar to comedy in that standpoint. But, as well as in real life. You know, talking to someone, you see the person's energy before anything.
True, this is true. But at the same time, sometimes it works for comedy. Exactly. I mean, if their whole stick is to be dry humor and very like melodramatic or melodrama, whatever you call it, monotone, that could work too. You know what I mean? It puts you in that yo, why did it stand there? Like, what's the anticipation kills you? You know what I mean?
Who are some of your favorite comedians growing up that inspired you to become a comedian that's helped you with your wrestling career?
There's only, oh man, Martin, Eddie Murphy and Martin. I wasn't really able to watch Richard Pryor at the time until I got older to watch Richard Pryor.
Martin was inspired by Richard Pryor.
Right, so, which is pretty cool. But really those three, I would say. Everybody used to call me Martin growing up.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if it's because I was short.
Might have been because of your sense of humor.
Probably because I was short. I think it was because I was short. I was funny, but I was like angry funny. Like, yeah, like don't touch my chips, kind of funny. Touch my chips, I get crazy. Like,
were you that short? Like how short were you?
I was short enough.
Short enough? Short enough that you could do push-ups under a door?
Not that short. That's a midget. That's like tiny. I was short though. Like all the girls in the elementary school was taller than me. That's how short I was.
Really?
Yeah, man. It was bad. I was short for a while, till about high school. Yep. Till about high school, and I had a little growth spurt. Yeah.
What about what were some of your favorite comedy movies of all time?
Ooh, all time? Oh man, I'm weird with that. Very weird with that.
How weird?
Because like, I can't say stand up because it's kind of a no-brainer. You know what I mean? Comedy movies, I would say I like Nutty Professor. A lot of Eddie Murphy movies I like. Martin movies, maybe, but Eddie Murphy movies, I like them a lot.
Bad Boys?
I like Bad Boys, but that's like, it's like comedy action, right? So like,
true.
Comedy action, like Beverly Hills Cop, I love Beverly Hills, but it's like comedy action, can you really, it's difficult. Like, what does it fall underneath, what genre? That's the only reason why I like it's kind of hard to say. But I would have to say like, Come to America, The Clumps, stuff like that. I like a lot of Eddie Murphy stuff.
Now, where do you see yourself in 5 years wrestling-wise?
Wrestling-wise, hopefully on TNA and Global Force. You know what I'm saying?
Marcus Marquee, we got Bayou rum here.
Oof.
Are you willing to take a shot? If you take a shot, I'll take a shot. Let's do this.
I'm willing. We can do this.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, so let's take a shot then.
All right.
Really?
Yes, sir. You
go ahead. Go ahead. No, I'm not scared.
You're scared, guys.
I'm not.
That was a big shot.
No, it's good. It felt like a demolition crush heart punch. Bryan Adams, when he was Bryan Adams, that's how it felt like.
Not the Roman Reigns. Superman punch.
This is Bayou Rum, ladies and gentlemen. One of our sponsors, Marcus Marquee. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for being part of our interview.
Thank you for having me.
We interviewed Marcus Marquee.
Yes, sir.
Yup, I Like Wrestling. Any last words or where they can find you on the internet? Promoters, fans?
You can find me at Marcus Marquee fan page. You can find me at these people over here messing with me. You could find me Tears is Back, Instagram, Twitter.
Tears is Back 21, right?
No, just
okay. Tears is Back.
Tears is Back.
Okay.
Why do people put numbers behind things?
For some reason I thought it had a 21.
Why 21? That's weird. Like people are like, you know, Babyface 86. You was born in 86. I know. Like, you know what I mean? That's a little weird.
I mean, my Instagram has a 914 at the end. That's because that's the zip code that I grew up in.
See, you know what I'm saying? But that makes sense. I like that. But I hate like years of people were born. Keep that concealed. I'm not gonna put like Marcus Marquee 87. It's weird.
Marcus, real quick, if you have to give advice to someone who wants to be a wrestler, real quick, what advice would you give them?
The best advice I can give you: train hard, stay away from politics, and just be the best person you can be. It's gonna be it's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes that people don't know. And when you're a part of it, and then you get inside the business, try to stay away from that. You know what I mean? It's gonna be hard. You're gonna be like, kind of like you feel like you're shunned and blackballed, and like how come you're not getting anywhere? But stay true to what you do. Keep working, keep training, get better. People call you, people want you. That's it. Just stay away from the politics. That's the best thing I can say.
Ladies and gentlemen, Marcus Marquee. I go by the name of Curvin. You can call me KD.
KD.
Yup, I Like Wrestling. It's a wrap. Thank you for being part of this interview.